Hi guys, my name is Sam again. How are you guys doing today? I'm sure you guys are enjoying yourself. So today we'll be talking about something really amazing. We're talking about purpose. We're talking about profits. So we have a lot of argument around the what is more important between profit and purpose and all of that. Now we'll start by defining what business is. Basically, business is okay. Sorry for that. So, what is profit? Profit is something that comes out of business. Now, what is business? Business is basically any venture, an entity, an organization carrying on some activity, commercial activities, industrial activity, professional activities to make income, to generate profit, but majorly to create those activities, you need to be sustainable financially because you need to pay a lot of responsibility. So basically, let's put in a small shell. What is business? Business is an organization, an entity that carries out the commercial activities, an industrial activity, or professional activities, like professional activities like medicine, doctors, and all of that, laws, lawyers, and all of that. Then we'll talk about commercial activities like selling pure waters, producing pure waters, and a lot of things that have to do with spending money, activities, and making money and all of that. Now, funny enough, we have two types of businesses that we have in the entire world. We have non-profit and profit. Profit means that as you are creating those commercial activities, you are able to get an income that surpass or that have excess above all your spending from production cost, operational cost, tax, and all of that. Whatever is left is now called profit because that means you have excess above all your expenditure, the money you are spending, and all of that. So if that comes to place, it means that you have excess. That excess is now called profit. Okay? But on non-profit organization, it's a bit different. Non-profit organization is more of purpose-driven, is more of impact-driven. Okay? Now, they are more concerned about the impact than any other thing. And they don't make money from the people they serve. They make money from third parties. What do you mean? If a non-profit, its target is to create or distribute drug in a particular location for free. So how you evaluate them is how many drugs have been distributed. So you measure them based on the purpose and impact that they've carried out within that location. That's what you use to measure a non-profit organization, to be able to say, okay, this is how much impact they make in that area. And they get money from sponsors, people who give them grants and all of that, with the intention to spend the money on those impacts. Okay? So in a non-profit organization, they might not really be making profit. The money might just be enough to basically take care of the intention, the purpose, the time. Okay, so the focus of non-profit is to spend almost 70% or more on the impacts. And this money are received from third party. And the third party are not so much interested in the profit because they're not expecting it to make profit, but they are interested in how much impact they have made. So so in that case, they are not supposed to generate profit from people they are serving. And the majority of money made should be spent on impact. Okay? But profits making company are created to generate profit. So you need to get it straight. Are you setting up a company not to generate profit? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It can be an NGO. We have churches, we have mosques, we have cooperative, we have NGO. We have a lot of non-profit organizations that their target is to serve in neglected markets. Okay? to serve a particular neglected market or neglected people, to be able to give them some equity to be able to benefit from whatever that person is enjoying. Okay, making humanity go round and all that. That is the essence of this company. Why the profit guys are there to make profit. Okay, so now let's go to purpose. So what is purpose? Purpose is basically the reason why a company exists. Okay, but if you are setting up a company to exist, you are setting a company to be sustainable. For a company to be sustainable, it has to be financially sustainable. That means it has to be able to fund its activities. Oh, you need to pay staff, you need to pay for his rent, you need to do all of that. So you need to be financially stable, okay, to provide the purpose. So if you are not financially stable, you cannot pay your operation, then the company cannot exist. So whether you are doing an NGO or you are doing non-profit or profit, you need to be financially stable. Okay, so your purpose must have in mind how to sustain it. Secondly, and your purpose must align with your stakeholders. Okay, now what are your stakeholders if you are a profit organization? Your stakeholders are the investors, okay, and the team and the customers. Then we all other stakeholders. Those are the major players in the area. Government, we all about. Basically, these are three elements that determine majorly your profit. Okay. So now, an investor is coming to your business because he wants to get profit today or in the future. Nobody will invest their money in your company or your venture if they are very sure they will never make money. If they are very convinced that they will never make money. So they are investing in your venture because they are sure they will make money today or in the future. Okay? So if your company is strategically positioned to make profit, and for whatever reason it's not showing that it's going to make profit, nobody's going to invest in it. So let's get that right. So the interest of the investor is to make money. So when you are trying your vision, you need to align the fact that you have to make profit. Then your team also want to have something to take care of your responsibility. You need to have that at the back of your mind. Also, then again, your customer want to have cost-effective solution. They want the best solution at the most affordable cost. So your ability to align your purpose with these underlying objectives is what makes you have a successful company. Okay, so let's keep going. So some people ask that what is important between purpose and profit, and we'll get at that. So purpose, then how do you measure purpose? How do you measure purpose? You know that, oh, these guys are, so I'll give you a simple scenario. If you have two companies that, let's give an example now. There are people that are doing the same thing that Bill Gates Foundation is doing, okay? But you realize that Bill Gates Foundation is affecting millions of lives, okay? Compared to another company that is doing the same thing Bill Gates is doing, that are affecting just hundreds of community within a community. You will find out that Bill Gates Foundation has more impact because it's impacting more life than the company that has, or the organization that has only 100 people lives. So the impact is basically measured by the number of people that have been affected with your service or that has benefited from your product. So that is what we call impact. So you can actually make out impact. Your purpose is your value that you are creating for your customer, because that's why you are existing. And the same thing is the impact you are creating in the community, on the ecosystem you are serving. Okay? So now, simple. Impact is determined by numbers. Now, profit is determined by two things. Profit is determined by the profit margin, which is, which is the cost of your product. I'm talking of the gross profit right now. The cost of your product and you are spending on your product and the profit, the amount you are selling, the difference between the cost of your product and the amount you're selling is the profit. So you can get a profit per unit. Then another way to also determine profit is how many numbers have been sold. So you see the concept still come back to numbers. So if you have a guy that produces water and he charges 20% for his profit, 20% above his cost price, then we have another guy producing water, charges 5 naira above his cost price. The guy who charges 20 naira above his cost price, but have 2 customers. So it means that he has 20 times 2, which is 40. While you have the other guy who has just 5 naira above his cost, 5% above his cost, have 1 million customers. So it has 5 million naira. So how do you compare 40 to 1 million? The difference is massive. And that is how you need to begin to think. So now, so how do you begin to look at it? So you know how to measure your profit, you know how to measure your impact. So how do you align your impact, your purpose, your visions alongside your profit? Okay. One thing that I'm trying to explain here is that every startup, every fast-growing company are impact-driven. They are impact-driven. Okay? Now, why do I say they are impact-driven? What is technology? What is innovation? What is disruptive? In a nutshell, when you say disruptive, when you say innovation, basically you are saying that somebody is creating a solution to serve a neglect market, a market that people probably feel that is not profitable, or people feel that they can't even use the product, they are too old. So innovation is actually creating an affordable and accessible solution to the underserved. So what it means is a simple object without trying to make it complex. And what are startups today doing? They are creating solutions to serve the neglect market, the unserved market. Now, and to serve the unserved market, then you need to provide a product that fits into their profile, is it not? So if you're going to do that, it means that you need to work on your cost profile, then you need to work on the accessibility. So we're going to do a lot of scenario. Usually in those days, for people to borrow money from the bank, it's actually a tug of war. Because the bank will ask for collateral. These guys, they have more company. They ask for collateral. They don't have collateral. They will ask you for history of work done. They don't have a structural data. They will ask you for a lot of things. Collateral, then they will ask you to borrow minimum of certain amounts. And maybe this guy just needs 10,000 to do his business. He's not looking for big money, after all. He just needs little money to do his business, to do small buying and meet up his community needs and all of that. He's not looking at so much money. So now, you to be innovative is to say that I'm going to look at the amounts of 10,000, 20,000 that these people need and make it accessible for them to borrow. That is one. You have brought the price down. And I said, now, instead of telling them to bring data, to bring collateral, to bring history, I would rather prefer them to analyze from data on their phone on instant and pay and allow them to borrow money. So you have cut all the long process. That's second. Can I say, okay, instead of them walking to the bank, can I create a solution that just by pressing 2 buttons on their phone, they can actually borrow this money? Now, what you have done tactically is that you have been able to make it cost effective for them to afford. Okay? You are able to make it accessible to them. You are able to make it everywhere for them to use. Everybody. That what is more important is actually your ability to create a solution to serve this market within the price that they can afford and make it accessible to them. So like you other solutions. Somebody might say, oh, a lot of people go Okay. So the question now, which is the magic, how do you balance between creating an impact and profits? Because you as a startup, you know at the back of your mind that you need to drive huge volume to create huge impact. And every startup in their mind, from day one, they want to create massive impact. They want to affect a large number, and that's why the growth rate is very massive. Okay, you want to get a lot of people to be able to use the product across the globe, everywhere. If your price is affordable, that will only be done if your product is accessible. Okay, so how do you achieve okay? So the first thing that every startup knows that they want to impact a large number of people across the globe. They want to make it accessible in US, China, everywhere in the world, and they want to make it affordable across the globe and all that. That is the focus of every startup. And that's the dream of every startup. But when you enter a market, your strategy, your innovation is your ability to create a solution that's affordable to the neglected market and accessible to them. So now there are a lot of methods people used to do. They say, okay, now what are the challenges? Let's get an example of finance, for instance. What are the issues? Oh, we have solved the issue. Then how do we get funds that could be cheap to drive this market? Then we can get foreign fund and all of that. There's something another people can come, okay, how do aggregate fund to serve this market? Some people might say, okay, let's look at the value chain within their operation and see how they can begin to create cheap fund to help them provide affordable costs to the customers. Some of them, what they will do is this. Okay, those people that are transferred, since actually we have in our platform, it's not any cost to us to transfer across the way our platform is structured. There's no any cost to us for people transferring money. There's not really any cost to us. So why can't we charge, make it zero, or charge something minimal for people to transfer to, or say transfer social number for free, so that a lot of people can eventually deposit their money in their accounts, and you can now use this fund to service your lenders, okay, your borrowers. That's another method. Maybe you are selling equipment. You can say, okay, we are not going to charge you for buying a car or buying a bike or whatever it is. But you can negotiate with the manufacturer with volume that, okay, if you are buying this number, can we give us this discount? And now take that discount as your profit while you are giving to those customers, those people, at the same price they will have bought from any other person. So there are a lot of strategy. And that's why I said that impact for startup, impact is number one. Because if impact is number one, you understand, how do I get this product to this number? Then there have to be massive, massive benefits. That is gone beyond the usual benefits. That's when a lot of people will decide to use the product. Okay? Then how do I be able to support this operation? It's you looking at your strategy within your value chain and see how you can be cost effective in such a way that you can extend affordable value to your customer at the end of the day. So, to cut the long story short from here, I'll come to a conclusion that every startup are impact driven. Okay? They create impact in a mass level, in mass scale, and use that impact to negotiate a cost-effective operation for themselves and for their funders and everybody within the value chain to drive value to their customer. So I'll come to the conclusion that impact is more important. Okay? Because if you extend your profit so much, you might end up being the one using the product. But if you are effectively focused on more impact that you give to your customer, you will likely and most likely have bigger audience, bigger user that helps you negotiate through your value chain and bring the cost down and be able to serve them effectively. Thank you guys. See you some other day. My name is Samuel Adiboye. Bye for now.